And we're live. Welcome back, or welcome to the Wildlands campaign. We are excited to welcome 3 new players to the roster, who we will be introducing them and their characters at some point. once we are able to, once we have dealt with the other urgent matters in the game. So let's dive into it. Last time, the party arrived at the city of Westhead. You had some interesting interactions getting into the city. What happened before that? You were traveling by airship on the Swallow's Feather, loaned to you for various reasons by the powerful enchantress known as Aerie at the Floating Obelisk. You negotiated with the burgomaster. You paid quite exorbitantly to park your airship at the docks, and were able to get into the city with peace-bonded weapons. Of course, once you went into the city, you found that there were a lot of weapons in evidence. And there's a certain amount of tension in the air. You welcome Grimslag in the chat. Good to see you, my friend. That night, you took rooms at the Scarlet Fork, just off of Heaven's Plaza. And most of the party went to sleep, preparing to go and see Bella's mother's play the following evening, and conduct some investigations. However, in the middle of the night, close to midnight, Bella decided to take a walk up to Liberty Square, where she had heard through conversations with the bartender at the Scarlet Fork that it was most likely that her mother's acting troupe was staying. Joining her on this walk was Equitas, the Tiefling Warlock. They started to stroll across town, which took some time, a couple of hours, to make it all the way. And as they were climbing up the heights toward Liberty Square, or as they were about to reach the point where they had to climb, in a bad part of town, between the looming buildings of Westhead, they were set upon by some thieves in the night. They looked around and found that the guards, the town's guards, called the Order of the Sacred Bull, had all disappeared. None of the night's watch was in evidence. The rogues introduced themselves, or the one in the lead introduced himself as Gordros the Phantom, and confidently drew his curved daggers and declared your money or your life. The drow grinning at our two players, our two characters. The rest of the party safely asleep in the Scarlet Fork. Rather than give up anything further, Bella and Equitas decided to fight. The battle that ensued went south very quickly when they found that the rogues had not only surrounded them, but also had a nasty poison on their weapons that could send you to sleep if you were unlucky. Bella was unlucky, and fell asleep swiftly in the fight. Aquitas fought on, but things did not work out, and Gordros the Phantom rushed in and cut the warlock down with his curved blades, scoring multiple criticals. And having been cut down, and without ever his peace-bonded weapon leaving its sheath, Equitas bled out in the street. And one of the party members was lost. When she came to about an hour later, Bella found a note pinned to Equitas's corpse that simply read "The Phantom." And a note from Equitas, and a little else, as both she and Equitas had been stripped down to their underclothes. All their valuables, anything that could be sold for coin, had been taken. All of Bella's magic items, all of everything she owned. Fortunately, there was no further evidence of even further foul play. But Bella's screams soon brought the guard. And that had not been in evidence prior. And the guards picked her up, Bella in a daze, and rushed her took her to safety. The rest of that period of time passing somewhat in a blur, as Bella was questioned. The Order of the Sacred Bull indicated that they knew of Gordros the Phantom and his boys. And they wrapped her up in several blankets. They took nearly everything from the scene that was even there for evidence. And after several hours, finally took her to where she was staying, the Scarlet Fork, and advised her to try and get some rest. She having been cleaned up by this point. So, here we are. In the aftermath. The aftermath of a murder. A robbery gone wrong. Here in the grand metropolis of Westhead, dominated by the large structures that surround the city. The port, the high walls, the gigantic bridge to the south that looms on the skyline. And of course, the pyramid, the Ushzak Pyramid, that dominates the skyline further inland. It's starting to feel, to Bella, as though this city is hemmed in, as large as it is, by these vast and ancient constructions, especially the Duke's palace that rises on the southern end of the city atop top the cliffs, and seems to appear like a raised fist toward the sky. This is the scene at about 4 in the morning in game time, when Bella is conducted safely back to the Scarlet Fork, wrapped in these blankets. The concerned looking innkeep lets you in. Swithrasis, I believe. And there's not really anyone else up, unless Akiri is still waiting up, or maybe dozing, fallen asleep at the table over her cups.
She's like curled in a corner, just like dozing.
Okay. I'm going to ask that as each one of you kind of enters the scene, you describe yourself and say your player name, your character name, describe your character, their race and class, and appearance. So, Bella, as the guards whose names and faces of the Order of the Sacred Bull usher you in, go ahead.
Hi. Well, yes, I'm Kirsten, player of Bella. Bella, the bard with the College of Lore novelist class. And Bella is a half elf, medium height, curly brown hair, silver glasses, which I really, really fucking hope I still have. Um, and uh, yeah,
Okay.
very uh, well, normally dressed like a librarian, very Marion the Librarian-esque, but currently naked.
Not naked. No, no, no. Just
Well,
in her
in underwear.
underclothes and now wrapped up in blankets that the guards gave her.
Um, yeah, so I guess I come in and I'm still sort of in shock. Um, and when the innkeeper lets me in, I'm just kind of sit at a table. Um, and I tell her, I think I need my clothes.
Do you? Is this enough to wake Akiri up? Do you think?
Yeah, and Clarice with Rana, the female elf who runs the Scarlet Fork, kind of makes a clatter as she's like, "What happened?" and starts making tea at 4 in the morning.
Um, we were robbed. They took all my clothes.
Oh dear.
Um, I don't I don't remember which one is my room.
You would definitely have awakened by this time out, Gary.
Okay, so hi, I'm Emmy. We'll do introductions first.
Mm-hmm.
I am playing the Aarakocra Life Cleric Akiri, and she's curly. Her feathers have a distinct curl to the ends of them. Um, I'll link a picture. I'll throw up a picture in Discord for everyone. And she's wearing a simple red dress, and her feathers are this mottled gray, white, and kind of a red brown color. And yeah, she's very short, very, very fluffy, very, very soft in many ways. So she's gonna uh, wake up and see Bella. She thinks, yeah, no, that's Bella. That's Bella. And no Equitas. Bella, what happened?
Oh, we got robbed. I need my clothes.
Okay, I can do that. Bella, where's Equitas? Did he stay out for something, or?
No, they took him. They said that they needed evidence.
What? So he's kidnapped?
No,
Bella, we have to go find him.
I'm gonna give her the note that I found. Um, the one from him.
Oh. Because this, yeah, like the first 3 words are like, "Hey, so if I die, this is for you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, oh. Oh no. Um. Yeah, I'm gonna. Do you want me to wake everyone else up?
Uh,
Um.
I have to go get dressed.
Yeah. Come on. Let's
I'll
do
kind of,
that real quick.
I'll just kind of go with her. Not really
Yeah.
making decisions right now.
Akiri's gonna grab her and like lead her up. Also slightly in a daze, but we'll deal.
Okay, so you guys go upstairs. It's 4 in the morning, or maybe 4:30 by now. Swithrana kind of presses a warm mug into your hands of tea and says, get some rest. And she goes off to her own innkeeper's rooms. And you're able to get up and, you had dropped off your traveling pack in the room. You wouldn't be carrying that across the city with you. So you have, a change of clothes and various other day-to-day sort of items.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get dressed and then just kind of sit on the bed and drink my tea.
Kiri's gonna sit next to you and hug you tightly and snuggle closer. Fella, what happened? Just... Or we can go to sleep.
I don't know if I'm gonna sleep. We were robbed. We walked up almost to where we needed to go. And they knocked me out. I didn't see what happened. I went down right away. They didn't even really hurt me. And then I woke up and they took everything except... Well,
and... Wow. Dang it, I should have come with you guys.
we shouldn't have gone. Just don't... It was stupid. I just wanted to go find my mother right away. And I thought, I thought I was having a really bad day and it would really be nice to see her.
Kiri's gonna give you a bit of a squeeze at that.
So now I have to...
Do we know who did it?
Yes. Yes, it was a band of robbers. The one who seemed to be in charge called himself the Phantom. The birds said they think they know who he is. It's a dark elf. I didn't get a very good look. He was, it was dark. But that's who did it.
Cool. We know how to find him.
Yeah. I don't know what I'll even do. They took... I don't have any weapons. I don't have anything.
Well, you have us.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go see your mom tomorrow, too.
And maybe my father. That would be nice.
Oh. Right. So, the reason I stayed here, I was thinking about going with you guys. I really wanted to. But I wanted to send a couple messages to people. And one of those was to your dad, and it got through.
Oh.
And
what did he...
I think he's in trouble. And she repeats the message back to him, but I don't remember right now because that was 2 weeks ago.
I don't really... I don't really know what to do about that right now.
Yeah, that's why I was staying. That's why I was down there. I was staying up so I could tell you what happened. And we could add that to our list of things we need to do, I guess. Oh dear.
I don't really know what to do about that. My mother, got a letter from him a few weeks ago, so I hope that that will clear some things up, but everything is just really getting worse and worse, isn't it?
Yep. There's only 4 of us now.
Yeah. I'm really beginning to regret that we came here at all. We should have stayed in that tower and just read books forever.
Yeah.
It seemed bad at the time, but it's actually really a lot better than pretty much everything else that's happening right now. So
Yeah. But hey, at least we'll get to see your mom.
yeah, great. I guess I'll try to lie down and see if I can sleep through the rest of this. I want to go find my mother as soon as I'm up. So,
Before that, I'm curious. Do you want me to stay here with you, or
yes. I don't.
yes?
Yes. I think it would not be good to
I'm
be.
okay with that.
All right.
Yeah.
Still in the blankets from the guardhouse, Bella curls up on the hard cot to a room that she had briefly shared with Equitas. The simple furnishings simply watch and wait while you wait for sleep to take you. And you have this sense that a storm, a shadow typhoon is happening within Bella Akiri, and that some dark power is roiling, coiling and uncoiling around her in some sense that isn't sight. As if it's tasted blood and is hungry for more. It's a while before sleep finally comes. And unless you want to try and make a check, otherwise you probably just zonk out and sleep well into the next day.
I'd like to know that Akiri would definitely just let her sleep. Like, sneak out of the room, just like, let her Or continue sleeping?
Yeah, I think I would just stay in bed.
Numb with shock, Bella, you're not sure when you fell asleep, but when you do, you dream of darkness. And when you finally awaken, with the sun high in the sky, you're not really sure that you dreamed at all. Hi there. Was that Nika?
Also, Nika says hi. I just told him it's a really tense, like, emotional scene, and here you are sticking your face in the camera. Like a dweeb.
The rest of the party. I'm going to say, Akira, you wake up a little bit before Bella. And find that the rest of the party is eating breakfast, kind of taking in the sights of Westhead, the many wonders that surround the city and lie within it, and are having a normal morning.
I'm about to wreck everything, every good day they're about to have. Alright. So, Kiri's gonna, kind of come downstairs looking fucked up, basically. And she's gonna go sit at the table they are and just put her head in her hands, like,
And get this, the toilets are inside here. You can use them inside.
Would you please introduce yourself? Yes, go ahead.
Yes.
Thank you, Brad.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. So I play Bref, the human barbarian. You see the biggest beefy boy, and
Who's
I
actually still
have.
pretty short.
Yeah, that's true. I am rather short. I'm not tall, but I'm burly. I recently got a makeover, so my bright pink mohawk has kind of flopped down a bit, but I imagine it's still fairly. It's almost more of a faux hawk at this point, I suppose. Just kind of. And I have. I grew up on the sea, so I have kind of a seafaring look about me as much as someone can. When my arms are uncovered, there's a series of leaping dolphins tattooed on one of my arms. And I carry strapped down at the moment because we're in the city, but I carry a rather large sword strapped to my back. And sitting next to me is...
I'm Danielle, and my character is Mavra. I'm a red-haired dwarven fighter.
Oh, hey, Akiri! You want some food?
Yeah, maybe. What time is it?
Well, the sun's been up for maybe an hour.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take food, I guess. So, I have some really bad news. Really bad news. So, remember how Equitas and Bella went out for a walk last night?
Yeah. But did they get lost, or are they not back yet?
No. They got mugged, and somehow Equitas didn't make it out.
You didn't make it out?
Yeah, Bella came stumbling back in here at Yeah, so early this morning. Completely robbed, blind, pretty much. I'm sorry, I just thought of the best pun. Anyways, possibly robbed and said, Equitus died during the fight.
I'm sorry. No, because see, we were in a volcano together, and there was a giant earth monster, and we beat that. We faced down a red dragon and escaped with our lives. So I imagine she was probably very upset, but no, that can't be what happened.
I know. She got knocked out early in the fight, so she doesn't know what happened.
I
But
slammed down on the table as hard as I can. You're not listening. That could not have happened.
Brush, I know,
Equitus is just fine.
I know what it did. She was still in shock when she got here, and she looked so dazed.
Wait, but you said that she passed out pretty soon, so maybe that's not what happened.
She woke up next to his
Maybe she
corpse.
just didn't remember. Where is she?
Still sleeping. I didn't want to wake her up.
The other patrons eating their pastries have paused and are looking over after the slamming down on the table.
Okay, no, I can't stay here. I'm gonna be outside for when he comes back. So he may not remember where we're staying, and I'm gonna stand and be there for when he comes back. And I stand up and walk out of the tavern inn.
Okay.
Kiri's just staring at the table.
I'll say that a short time later, Bella, you kind of wake up on your own.
Yeah, and I'll get dressed and make my way downstairs. Kind of get myself, I mean, I have my little makeup kit, so I guess I try to make myself look as not traumatized as possible.
Okay.
And I'll go downstairs and sit down with everybody and order breakfast.
Okay. For a copper, you can get one of a number of pastries of your choice from the bakery around the corner. And they don't have coffee because they're not as cultured as Stray. But
how dare?
But they have, some morning mead to get you through the workday.
Amazing.
Dang it, no, I want coffee.
I'm okay with having a drink first thing in the morning under the circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll order the morning mead and just a pastry. And if she tries to ask me what kind, I'll just kind of look at her like, I don't care.
And for another few coppers, you can have a fisherman's beer, which is kind of a very thick breakfast beer.
Sure. Yeah, I'll get one of those.
Thanks, Matt.
So the question here is, was she actually robbed blind? Like, does she still have her glasses?
That's important.
Are they worth anything?
I mean, not really. They're just glasses. She doesn't have anything particularly fancy in them. They're not even, I say silver. They're not like actual silver. They're just silver colored.
Roll a D percentile die.
Oh, that's not amazing.
They did not take your glasses.
All right, well, at least there's that. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit down and start eating. And I say, well, I don't know what time the performance is, but we need to make it up to my mother as quickly as possible so that we catch her before it gets too hectic. I'd imagine she's going to be very busy anyway, with getting ready and in costume and everything. So we need to make sure that we leave plenty of time for that.
Mavra's gonna look at Bella and just say, "You're sure?"
If you want to, the guard said that they're taking care of it. I suppose at some point we'll have to go pick him up. But I don't think that I want to do that right now.
Understood.
Is Bruff here?
He's outside.
All right, well, I'm ready to go whenever everybody else.
Okay. So between eating, talking, drinking your morning alcohols, and just kind of the time it takes to deal with this, I'm going to say it's close to noon by that point. Bref, you have been standing outside, loyally awaiting the appearance of your friend. Here in Westhead, there are all kinds. There are so many different kinds of people walking by. Mostly humans and elves. A good number of halflings. The occasional dwarf, half-orc, another folk. So many people around, Breath. You've been in the wilderness or at sea. I mean, you've been in cities before, but you've been in the wilderness or at sea for a long time. And it's overwhelming. You do manage to spot one tiefling but they're blue-skinned and female. Going by. Looks like a sailor, probably. And eventually, you've been standing watch, as it were, outside for a while. Eventually, you see some people or creatures approaching that are definitely outside of the norm. For a split second, Bref, you take them for Dragonborn. But then you realize that they have quite a different look about them. Instead of the tall, proud, draconic appearance, these are kind of like bent over, skittering lizard-like people. Frankly, if you spotted them on a dark night in the wilderness, you'd be more inclined to immediately attack them than not. And they seem to be heading. They as they come along Castle Street, they turn and head straight for the Scarlet Fork, where you are standing right outside.
At this point, emotionally and anxiety level, I'm pretty self-withdrawn.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, at some level, Bref knows Akiri wouldn't lie. And he's halfway between denial and panic.
Mm-hmm.
And so I notice them go by, and they see a relatively short, muscly man with tear stains streaking down his face.
Okay. So they're certainly striking, and you note their appearance, but you don't really react because you're busy.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay. So, who would enter the tavern first? Ziklu, Frasher, or, what's her name? Typha.
I think actually Typha would, because she'd be so eager to get out of the direct sunlight. But there's this brief scene I'd like to have with Bref before I do.
Go for it. So you're walking up, you see this guy standing outside with his tear-stained face, and Typha the Third, who is... Well, take it away.
Notably a pink mohawk.
Yes, with his pink mohawk.
Well, even before she reaches you, you see this odd little lizard creature doing something. You see her walking along to all of the little flower beds and, windowsill, hangings that people have, and she's picking little blossoms and pieces of leaves out. She's going, oh, pretty. And she's stuffing them all in a sack. And then, as she's walking along, she's trying to catch up to her two companions. And she sees you, and she goes, sad. Why are you sad? And she hands you a purple flower, or she tries to.
No, I didn't sleep well, and I'm. Thank you, and I take the flower. I'm sorry. Have you seen a red tiefling in the city this morning? He got lost on the way here.
Kind of shielding her eyes, and she looks around. She kind of goes,
Who can see anything with all this lights? No, I didn't.
Oh,
Bref, did you say your mohawk is like tipped over?
Yeah, I mean, I have not been taking care of it.
No,
so
that's perfect.
Was, yeah.
So the the tallest of the three, who is approximately twice the height of the other two, kind of bends down and says, "Hatchling, that one is ill. You see its frill? It is fallen over.
Oh,
Stay back."
Is that why it's pink? Pink's weird.
Yes, that is also strange, but sick. Don't get too close.
Oh,
And she starts rubbing her hands with a different herb, trying to clean them. And then quickly scuttles inside.
You should return to your nest if you are unwell. And then he also continues inside.
Oh, I don't have a... Oh, bye. Okay.
Ziklu is my character is he's about 3 feet tall, similar to Typha, and he's blue scaled and wearing studded leather. And
Yeah.
so,
Sorry, I skipped. Frasher is about 7 feet tall, kind of thin for his height, and doesn't appear to be armed or armored. Really, he's not. He's like wearing like some loose cloth pants and like has just like a sort of scraps of leather kind of holding things to his body, but he doesn't seem to have a weapon or any armor.
Was there anything else about Ziklu before I introduce?
Yeah, he's just got a bow strapped to his back that's currently unstrung, and so he'll just approach Bref and just say, "Sorry for my companion friends. They are new to man things. This is Red Fork Inrest, yes?"
Sorry, we were talking about what kobolds look like. I was looking up pictures. Can you repeat that last bit?
Oh yes, yeah. So he's very small, just under 3 feet, and he looks like a small child could probably pick him up and toss him around, as far as his body mass. But yeah, he'll just look up to you and say, "Sorry for my companion friends. They are new to man things. This is Red Fork Inrest, yes?"
No, yeah, no, you can. We're resting here, and I think you can rest here too.
Yes.
And I point up at the sign. Yeah, there's a red fork there, so that makes sense.
Good. Yes, excellent. Good. Yes, we do not seek to rest here, but we are looking for a person who was robbed, stolen last night.
Oh, that no, I think some people were robbed, and you might find. And I just kind of trail off and don't finish and keep scanning the streets.
Yes. Thank you. I will keep eye out for Tiefling Red. Yes. And then Ziklu will go inside as well.
Okay. Well, the rest of you are... I guess there would first be... You're all a little bit distracted inside. There was first kind of a uncomfortable shifting that happens among the other patrons. Not actually related to your conversation as you about...
For once.
After the last few hours. But they're looking over at the door as these creatures enter, and there's kind of an uncomfortable, people kind of like lean back, like as if they're afraid. And there's kind of a strong reaction as they enter. Clara Swithrana, the innkeep, kind of looks over, and her elf's face blanches a bit, and she says, Greetings. Don't know if we serve what you folk eat here.
We are not here to eat.
Oh, do you have fishes? I like fishes.
We do have fish.
Fish are easy to catch. I'm getting like a
Never
Russian
had
accent
to
now.
spend money.
We do have fish, yes. If you're buying, if you have coin.
I do not need any fish.
She huffs a bit to accept
Shame.
this.
We do have some clam casserole.
Casserole?
What is your business here?
Oh, looking for someone. Looking for, person, who stole?
No, stolen from.
Oh!
Also tried to murder. Did anyone here almost get murdered?
Yes?
May I speak to them?
That's me. Can I help you with something? I was almost murdered, so I'm not really in a mood for talking.
Sorry. We want to help. We're looking for a gang thugs. Do you know anything that could help?
I'm sorry, who are you?
Sorry. Yes, Ziklu. Yes, I am Ziklu. And my companion friends are Frasher, and he points to the very tall one, and Taifa, to the shorter one.
It's also occurred to me that I didn't really introduce Taifa properly. So you look at Taifa, and so she's a little black kobold. She's about 2.5 feet high, so very small, and only weighs about 35 pounds. She's black, but you see kind of brown reticulation where she has bare skin on her hands. What's particularly noticeable about her, though, is she's wearing a lizard man's skull as a helmet. At least you're guessing that it's a lizard man's skull, because it's a lot bigger, obviously, than her skull, so you don't think it's a kobold skull.
That's a power move.
Power move. And it's also feathered, so it's like a headdress. And she's also carrying a very large quarterstaff. It has an odd serpentine kind of curve to it.
I'd like to note that Akiri is absolutely fascinated by all three of these guys.
Well, I have news for you, and that is she instantly noticed your feathers shining in the beautiful sun and went and tried to touch them.
Akiri stretches a wing out for you two. She's extremely soft.
You must be mighty druid. I can't turn into bird yet.
Well, that's Matt's guy.
No, I just am a bird. I'm always a bird.
So she gently brushes your feathers, leaving Frasher and Ziklu to talk to Bella.
Akira's actually gonna preen under her wing real quick and yank one of the curlier ones and hand it to you.
She squeals and stuffs it in her sack.
Akiri found a friend.
You've always wanted a sentient pet, now you finally have one.
Dude, after the spider, she got a taste for it.
Well, this is so much safer. It'll take several bites
Maybe.
to eat us with these guys.
If I could just set the scene a little bit, there is the interior of this tavern, by the way. It's kind of it's a very nice kind of building with a red tile roof and wood and plaster walls. And it has this large kind of open central room on the bottom floor with these pillars that kind of look like, have like a lotus shape or carving to them, similar to the runes on the floating obelisk. And it's kind of, there's not too many tables and chairs. It's kind of a attempt to be fancy kind of place. And you guys are making an amazing scene as these kind of savage-looking a trio enters and is conversing with you. Anyway, I just wanted to set the scene a little bit, because that's what I do.
Yeah. Zeklu will take another look at Bella, and kind of seeing her hesitation will just kind of back up a little bit and say, sorry, we're being too abrupt fast. You've lost a companion friend, and I'm sorry.
How do you know what happened?
We worked with guard captain. Name was Nuala Quimzen or Quimzuman. That was it. Quimzuman. He told us to investigate. Might find or might help with our quest job.
I see. All right. What information were you looking for?
We found your goods clothes on the black market, but when we tried to catch the thief, they escaped into the dark sewers, and we could not follow. We hoped you might know more about the bandit thieves.
I don't really know very much about them. I suppose I'll be looking for them. If you want to share information, I just ask that I really just want to get my things back and murder the Phantom violently. And other than that, I don't really care what happens.
You want revenge fight? Yes. I understand.
There's an obvious look of understanding on.
Yes, that is not a problem. We're looking for a monster spider that Phantom has nearby.
Don't give Akiri promises like that.
Stray wants us to capture it.
Oh, you work for Stray?
Yes. We noticed the medallion coin in the stolen goods.
I see. Yes. We also work with Stray. All right.
Good.
We have to I have an appointment. If you want to come along, do you like classical theater?
Ziklu's just going to give you a very odd, like, head tilt and say, "What is classical theater?"
It's like, you'll love it. Probably. If you want to come along, after that, I was going to stop at the guard tower and see if they had any new information and ask them to not arrest me when I murder the Phantom. You can
Well,
come along
guards
with
told us to find you, so maybe that's not as useful.
Right. Yes. We'll go see the show, and then we'll all murder the Phantom together.
Show.
She's looking at Frasher like,
What is show?
Some man thing.
Man things are interesting. Let's see Man Thing.
You'll love it, I promise. There's music and costumes and iambic pentameter. It's great.
Music like drum?
No, like singing? Like,
Oh, so I know singing. I like singing.
yeah, right, yeah, singing. But also chamber quartets. Good, you'll like it. You'll like it.
she looks at you blankly but nods.
Ziklu just kind of nods and say, "Okay, then singing, then murder death."
Yes.
That's just an average day in my life.
Yeah? Yeah? Not wrong.
All right, so I guess we'll head out. And I'll stop and kind of tap Bref on the arm and say, "Come on, Bref, we have to go see my mom."
Oh. But he's not back yet. Bella, he'll be back. He'll be back, won't he?
No, he's not coming back. I'm gonna need you, Bref. They left him stripped and stabbed and propped up against a wall. And we're gonna need to do all of those things back to them.
You see every muscle in Bref's body tense and clench. And for a moment, I'm unsure if I'm going to go along or smash a window or what, but after a deep breath, I nod and follow along through the streets.
And we start going pretty much the exact same route we went last night.
Okay. Well, the 7 of you head back the way some of you have just come, and head up toward the Heights and Liberty Square. And as you do so, you pass by a particular alleyway. Not quite so dark as and mysterious as it was the previous night. But the bloodstain is still there.
All right, Bella will she'll stop and she'll point it out and she'll say, "That's it, Bref. That's where they put him."
I'm going to walk over
Okay.
apart from the rest of the group.
Okay. Make a perception
I'm going to kneel
roll.
down. Oh, okay.
Sorry, you kneel down?
Yeah, I'll make the roll real quick. I kneel down where the bloodstain is. And, oh, come on.
Why?
18's still okay. I kneel down and whisper. My voice doesn't work very well as a whisper. If you're listening, if you're there, if you help me kill the ones who did this to your son, I will repay you.
You say this over the blood?
Yes.
For a second, your vision swims. The shadows in the sunlight seem to creep and crawl and lengthen in the corners of your vision. But there's definitely a missing piece. Some missing part of a ritual to make a connection. However, your eye is caught by something in a crack in the cobblestones where the bloodstain is.
I look and see what it is.
It's a pin, like a hairpin. You pull it out and you see that on the head of the hairpin is the same sort of marking that is on the dagger that Equitas carried.
I pick up the pin and I prick my finger and wipe my blood with his.
Okay.
Are we all watching this?
Yep.
Bref, I don't think that's a great idea.
That's a real good way to get sick.
That's a real good way to get... Oh dear.
I'm gonna whisper. I'm gonna whisper. Let me know, and then stand up and rejoin the group.
No, we're here. You're part of it.
Could you remind me again what
Honey, we can't hear you.
Oh, the joys of playing online.
I mean, unless I'm the only one who can't hear him, in which case that's a different.
No, he's. Yep.
Is this not a common occurrence for your campaign?
Now
There
we
we
can.
go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Is that not the normal Max's headset disconnects randomly that we are used to at this point? Is that something else?
It looked like he lagged out briefly.
Yeah, like you were just frozen.
All right. Sound fixed? Sound working?
Seems fine, yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're pricking your finger. She's telling you it's a bad idea. You're not getting anything. You're like, think about it. Right? Is that about it? Is that about correct?
Yeah, I said like, let me know. And then stood up and rejoined the group.
Let thee know what? Breath.
If you'll let me get revenge.
Thou shalt have thy revenge, and more. Shouldst thou desire it enough.
If you help me get that, you'll have payment from me.
I can but offer the path. Thou art the one that must walk it.
If that path leads to paying back the bastards who did this, I'd be happy to.
Keep thy hairpin mortal, and call upon me again in the darkness.
I slide the hairpin into a pocket and stand up and rejoin the group.
And this, folks, is how Breath multiclasses into a warlock.
Whew.
Everything's cool.
Down in Demon Town.
This is fine, Doc Gif.
Bella, you feel this weird connection to Breath as you guys are walking along. At least while he was in view of the bloodstain.
Alright, cool.
Also, Breath, were you hiding that you picked up the hairpin and pricked your finger at all?
I mean, as much as Breath can.
Okay,
Which,
then
depending on what the dice say, probably not much.
that will be a sleight of hand check versus anyone watching can make a perception roll if they wish.
I think that's honestly less than the Kiri's natural passive perception anyways.
Well, there's a lot going on.
Mavra wants to, but her character sheet shut down, so she'll be there in a second.
Yeah, Zeklu would have instead been looking at the scene and trying to see if there was anything he could figure out. Like about maybe where the perpetrators went or anything like that. He's probably not expecting much, but...
Is he just kind of looking at the scene?
He's looking at like the ground and trying to see if there's any kinds of tracks that he could potentially follow. Obviously it's on, I'm assuming, cobblestone, so there's probably not a lot in that department. But if there's like a blood trail or something.
Yeah, if you're looking for that, I guess it would be a survival check. If you're looking to try and figure out what happened, it would be an investigation check. And if you're just kind of looking at the general scene, avenues of escape, trying to form a picture of it, then it would be a perception check.
Yeah, he's looking more for like things he could track, so that's going to be a survival check.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a 25.
Yep.
That's tasty.
Well, the DCs for this used to be very nicely laid out in a previous edition, so I actually know how to handle this. There is a blood trail. In fact, there's a blood spatter from where the victim was slain. And it's not much. You can't follow it very far. But it leads down another alley where there is a storm sewer grate.
So did Zeklu go wandering off into another alley?
He wouldn't have to go that far. A little bit of a wonder.
Okay, well, Thrasher's trying to maintain equidistance between both of the kobolds.
Okay. So the kobolds are doing something weird, or the lizard people, and the scaly squad is doing something a little strange.
They got bored and wandered off.
They're kind of doing their thing, kind of taking in the scene. Bref did his thing. Is there anything else anyone wants to do before continuing on?
Bella just kind of wants to get out of there as quickly as possible. So she's, letting people, take it in, but she's pretty,
I think Akira's gonna stick pretty close to Bella.
Okay.
Danielle, if you're trying to talk, we can't hear you.
Oh no, we're talking together.
Oh, okay, I didn't realize you were also in the same room like we are.
Got it.
This D&D group is 75% married couples.
No, it's totally fine. I just saw mouth movements and I wanted to be sure.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, and even
Totally
more pretty soon, M.
Hey, if Nico's thinking about joining.
You mean he's thinking about asking if he could? Yeah, of course he can.
Yeah. He's been here once.
Okay.
If he comes back as a turtle, we'll officially be, mostly furries in this group.
Fur is dumb.
I will make sure he doesn't.
Well, that was a fun
Scales are definitely superior to fur.
Fair, yes.
Scalies, then, I guess.
That sounds not good. Sounds really uncomfortable.
Bella, I have to ask a question that embarrasses me.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Deeply personal.
What's your mom's name?
See?
Ariella.
Ariella. Okay, thank you. My notes document is 50 pages now, so couldn't find it.
Almost like documents have like a search function where you can search a word and they'll find it in the document for you.
Yes, but it is 50 pages long. And that's just one of the documents. Westhead has an entire folder.
Oh lordy.
Okay.
Yeah. So Zeklu will come back to the group and just point out, I found a trail path. It leads down into the sewers dark. I think that's where the bandit thugs went.
Okay. But after we go, after we go see my mom. But good thought, and we'll just file that away for later.
Okay.
Once we've seen the play and processed some of the trauma.
Okay. Singing first. Yes. Yes.
Important.
A true bard, we're gonna process trauma through song and dance.
Exactly. The elves are not a demonstrative people, okay? We're just kind of bottling it all up and kind of letting it wear out over the next 500 years.
And you're only half.
Yeah, but I was raised by an elf. You know, I've kind of absorbed the culture.
Okay. So, you start climbing up toward the heights. There's this kind of zigzag path that you vaguely recall, Bella, seeing some guard or troop of guards with a lantern walking along when you were still hearing people following you, and they disappeared right before you really got into it. You guys make it up to Liberty Square.
Alrighty.
Where you find a stage has been set up. There are various colorful tents and wagons round about. The heights are the part of the city, the western edge, or the northern edge of the city, rather, is where most of the nobility lives. And so there are these large kind of stone buildings and edifices, various members of the powerful families in West Head, and kind of government. There's kind of a noble / governmental feel to the buildings around here, including this large square. And kind of in front of the steps of one of these large stone buildings, looks like a monument to something. There has been a wooden stage set up, and there is an acting troupe. Some of them are juggling, others are turning cartwheels, still others are just kind of going around and trying to drum up interest in the performance. They're saying it's going to be the show of a lifetime. And they are calling it Under the Under the Traitor's Moon.
Traitor, like betrayer?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god. I just had a dark memory. I played in a campaign where that was a thing. Somebody said they were a traitor. And then they betrayed us.
Oh my god.
You know, like a traitor does.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we were teenagers. And I wasn't running the game, to be clear. I was a player.
Dude, I got betrayed last weekend. That wasn't... It was a D&D game, just to clarify.
I would hope so.
I felt like that was an important distinction to make real quick.
Alright. And we'll say it's traitorous. Under the Traitorous Moon.
That is harder to confuse.
And there are all kinds of people. There are a number of families that are well-to-do looking, that are shopping or walking about or kind of watching the juggling and dancing. You know, there's kind of a party or festival atmosphere. Very much at odds with what was just going on. Thank you, Bella.
Yep.
But there's one guy like walking around. Come for the play this evening under the traitorous moon. The famed Ariella Beaumont, magnificent actress, to the greatest nobles of the land. Come one, come all, for this shall be a performance not to be missed, the performance of a lifetime. Come and have your minds challenged and your senses amazed. And I'll ask Bella to make a perception roll.
Bella's not, fully in her brain right now, so that's a 9.
Oof.
You're a bit overwhelmed.
There's a lot going on. But I guess I'll go up to this guy and say, excuse me, I'm looking for where Ariella Beaumont's troop is setting up. Or rather, I just make it clear, I'm looking for Ariella.
Oh my god, I cannot find anything tonight. There we go. He kind of looks at you, nods, and then shouts at some passing well-dressed ladies with a bunch of children. Lady Thornsey has commissioned a play. We are the Lady Thornsey players. Under the traitorous moon. Perfect for young folk with hot blood and an eagerness for entertainment. And he turns to you and says, of course, she's setting up some of our props for the evening's entertainment right over there. And he points at one of the colorful tents that has popped up right by the stage. Over here.
All right, I am going to make a beeline over there.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
I am overwhelmed. I mean, I was already in these weird crowds, but the idea of sitting still and watching something that challenges my mind? No. I mean, I'll do it if it's what Bella needs me to do, but no.
Okay. Well, you head over to the tent, and you're kind of trying to prepare yourself, Bella, in all of everything that's going on. As distracted as you are.
Yeah.
And yet somehow you're still so utterly unprepared when the startling and kind of commanding woman bursts out from the purplish tent, carrying, kind of pointing at, directing some younger man in tights, and telling him where to carry an armful of costumes. And boom, there she is. Ariella Beaumont. Frowning and looking a bit harassed, but with her marvelous sense of just grace and aplomb, just immediately turns toward you and gives you this piercing look followed by a smile, causing the studs that she has in place of her eyebrows to kind of wrinkle and rise across her face in this very arresting way. And she says, "I think I know you."
Hello, Mother. I wouldn't miss it.
She says, "John, you can figure out where to put the rest of these things. I'll come by and check it later and find Scout. See if she can do her job, prop managers. Well, yes, it's wonderful to see you. I'm so glad you came, although frankly, I'm a bit surprised. Where's your father?"
I was going to ask you if you'd heard from him. I haven't heard from him in a few months. or weeks.
She looks concerned. Oh. Well, I suppose I just thought that you and he were together, but come, sit. We have a bench over here. Are you hungry? It is round about lunchtime, I suppose. We have bread and cheese. Are these all your friends? She gestures broadly at both the people who are your friends, the scaly people, and just random passerby.
Yes, some of them. This is my mother. This is Bref and Akiri and Mavra. We've been traveling together for some time. And then these, we haven't, they're just helping us with something over here. But yes, we came to see the show, and like I said,
well, it's
Father
going to be a rager.
Yeah, I heard that it was sort of a controversial.
She kind of looks from side to side as if looking around and gives you a big wink.
Right. Is it one of Father's, or is it, something different for the occasion?
Oh, no. This was commissioned specifically by a grand lady named Lady Thornsey here in Westhead. Oh, it's one of those, political kind of plays. Fancy we'll have a few grand performances out of it. But no doubt something very exciting will happen. We might even be chased out of town by the Duke's guards. Wouldn't that be fun?
Sounds thrilling.
Oh, the life of a performer. Fortunately, we've already been paid.
Well, it sounds very exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, then you must come by. It'll be marvelous to have you. Under
About
the
what
traitorous moon. Oh, well, she gestures as the guy is shouting, "Upon moonrise!"
Well, there you go. Yes, we'll be. I mean, that's the whole reason we're here. That and
Dress warm. I hear these sea winds can be quite a chill, especially this time of year. Not quite into spring yet.
will you be around? Either afterward or just to talk.
Certainly, and I'm around now. After might be a little bit difficult. As I mentioned, I have a feeling we might catch a little bit of heat and we might have to pack up and leave in a hurry. But if you want to go off and eat lunch somewhere, I suppose it's quite all right. We still have a few hours before we need to set up in earnest.
Yes. If this is convenient, I didn't want to.
Well, convenient or no, it's not every day that I get to see my brilliant daughter. And I suppose we have a great deal to catch up on. Perhaps you can... Do you want to bring your friends, or would you like to go off just the two of us?
No, they're welcome to come. They can. Akiri, especially, I think, can fill in some.
Why don't we bring a picnic? Roger, there's yet another stagehand running around. Roger, yes, gather up a bunch of fruits and all these things people are paying us with, and bread and cheese and a bit of that dried meat and fish, and we'll bring it over. There's kind of a green area over to the side, and she says, "We'll spread a blanket, my dear. I have a nice one in my wagon."
That sounds perfect.
Okay, so a large picnic is set up for all of you, anyone who wants to join in, and kind of sitting, leaning against the stone wall, which is starting to warm up a bit in the sun. Bella, you're able to sit and eat some food. Maybe start feeling a little bit less numb, but maybe not. And it's very surreal. But you're talking to your mother again for the first time in many years.
Yeah. So this, well, to cut to the chase, I was wondering if you heard anything from Father in the last couple of months. I think he's in quite a bit of trouble.
Oh dear. Trouble, you say? Well, I had thought that he might be here. And I asked around, and I heard that he was last seen in the company of some pirates. So I thought he might have taken a ship and traveled elsewhere.
Some pirates?
Yes, among the many things the Lady Thornsey players are now concerned with is the Duke seems to be consorting with and even licensing, giving a papers of privateering, I believe it's called, to some pirates that have formerly been terrorizing the coast. And it is with these folk that, the good old playwright was last seen. And she kind of brushes your hair fondly.
That actually almost makes me feel a little bit better.
Oh, good.
It seems... Did Father ever mention or say anything about Marias Fitzywell? He's a painter?
Well, when your father and I talked, as opposed to doing other things, we mostly talked about the theater. Not too much about his friends.
Right. I gotta...
That name does ring a bell, though.
He's one of the other bards, you know.
But, it's an old name, I think. Isn't that a famous painter or something?
Yeah, he was a painter quite a while ago.
Eldan, if it's quite a while ago, Eldan is a few centuries older than me, my dear.
Right.
Though you wouldn't know it to look at me.
Well, he always
beauty,
he always looks
beauty.
good for his age.
Ephemeral as the mist in wind. She brushes your hair again. I don't know why you wear those half glasses. I think I know you've got to see, but they don't really do any favors for your face.
But, I mean, I'm blind without them,
Yes,
Mother.
yes, dear, I know. But why haven't you, I don't know, you study magic or some such, or run in those circles? I'll never understand why Eldan didn't ask one of his magic friends to fix your eyes. Then you could stop wearing those things.
I like them. They make me look, studious.
Yes, very studious. So, how's, are there any, is there a, is there a mister in your life?
No.
There was.
Shut up, you.
Fight me.
Well, you're half Eldan, so you've got time, I suppose.
I'm not really.
Time to deal with those eyeglasses, for example. Maybe wear a bit more color. I never understand why. Well, it doesn't matter. So what have you been up to?
Well, I'm working on a book about the Wildlands. I've been traveling, gathering information about, major cities and landmarks, and thinking about doing a little bit of research into some ancient empires and, sort of what came before the empire. Trying to write some things about that. There's a lot of very interesting ruins with, some artifacts that have scripts on them that are practically untranslatable, and it seems like it might be the sort of thing that would be useful. Plus, just for the people who are into that sort of thing, going around and learning about ancient civilizations and artifacts, we found these remarkable pot shards that must have been 5,000 years old, just buried out in the middle of the desert. Plus, like zombie dress and a lot of other things too. So I think it's really gonna, fulfill a really specific niche.
Well, it sounds very exciting. I'm sure that you're learning lots of interesting things.
And also, we've been, sort of making the rounds in terms of, we spent some time with this Mr. Fitzywell. He's very well known in certain circles, and I tried to stop by a couple of other places, but it's a lot of the people who Father used to be friends with seem to be away.
And then you started hanging out with these sorts of interesting creatures. I see you have a frilled Aarakocra. Can she act?
I'm gonna look at Akiri just questioningly.
Akiri's gonna shrug. I have no idea. I mean, I've never been in a play. I'm not opposed to it.
Well, perhaps you should try it. You've got a look about you.
She can do magic.
That's true, I can.
Oh, that's nice too. Illusion?
Sometimes.
I don't think she's ever actually done illusion.
Such things are good for putting on a show.
No, I do mostly healing magic.
Well, that's always useful on the road. I feel like everything has gotten more dangerous lately.
Yes, I think so. I mean, I don't remember it being like this when I was small. Maybe I was just sort of protected, but I'm pretty sure that I would remember some of the things we've encountered in travel.
Oh.
But yes, we're working with we've been spent some time with some very prestigious well, librarians, but like prestigious librarians. Um and I listen, it's just it's been a rough few days. Somebody died, and
Oh dear.
we're just trying to get here as quickly as possible. And I was talking to one of the magic people, as you say, and they think that father might be on a different plane. And I got the strangest message from him, really the strangest. And
That sounds like Eldan.
no, stranger than usual.
I wouldn't have even thought that was possible.
Does he write to you in, like, couplets a lot? Not like
Well,
love poetry, coded
When
messages.
when Eldan, the great bard of tragedy, wrote to me, that was some decades ago. But they were love poems and the like.
Sure. But, like, if he just wanted to write you, like, a regular letter just to tell you, like, just a letter. He didn't write in code or anything.
Well, he did at times. Yes, I suppose he did at times. It wasn't usual. But he also had a kind of a cipher that he would use when sending messages to certain of his friends. I don't know, it's all very political. And we weren't putting on political plays then.
Do you know anything about the cipher that he would use? I'm gonna.
Yes, certainly. He would use coded references. Not a cipher exactly. How shall I put it? He would use inside jokes.
Right.
He would say things that only I would understand, or that he expected me to find out about. That he would use phrases that contained a word that was a reference to something that could only mean that thing. Like, I don't know. Say, he would say black as night, and then if that came up in a performance in a script said black as night, then I would know that he was referencing something in that paragraph. Do you follow me?
Yeah. Yes.
So, partial references to things, I suppose. Do you want to Is there anything you want to ask me about? Perhaps some reference that you don't understand?
Yeah, I will ruffle around in my backpack and I'll pull out the piece of paper that I've jotted down his message on from my dream, or from his and from the sending, rather, not from my dream. And I'll hand it to her. I'll post it. I'll copy paste it in the chat too.
She looks it over. Well, it's quite dense to me.
I mean, you can see he talks about westward headed. That's why
Westhead.
That's why I thought he would be here.
He certainly was.
I see. Well, we'll have to keep chasing him then, I suppose. Or these pirates that he was seen with, I guess they're not still here. Do you know where I might ask
he was
about them?
seen in the company of the captain of Distant Spirit.
That fills up a lot of holes in that message.
Right. Okay. I guess that's where I'm going to look. And, you don't... Well, maybe... Don't... It's hard to explain, but I had this idea that he had written you a letter sometime in the last few weeks or months. Did you get anything from him?
Yes. He said to meet him in Westhead, and that there was great danger. And...
Well, you mentioned that in the first place.
Well, I told you I knew he was here.
Yeah, yes.
And you
All right.
already seem to know about the danger part.
Yes, well,
I never
about
wanted to
where
run
he-
away from danger. I was frankly quite surprised that he wanted to meet up. It's been a few years since I got a booty call through the mail.
Mother...
Sorry, but here you are.
Yeah, well, I think it was more of a family reunion. But,
Some call it that.
All right, well, suppose I'll try to find out anything. I mean...
That would be a good idea. Lady Thornsey herself might not be a poor resource. But of course these pirates seem like the best avenue. I'm sorry I can't tell you too much more about your message there. I would think that these kinds of word puzzles are more in your line.
Yeah, I just thought, I guess I just thought maybe... Well, I thought he was going to be here. I thought that I had figured it out, or a lot of it, and that I was supposed to come here, and then that would answer the next part of it.
And has it?
But it's really just left me with more confusion.
Well, perhaps you'll enjoy our great satirical play.
I'm sure I will. What's it about? Just if you don't mind me asking.
Well, it's about As I mentioned, it's a bit topical for this city in these times. It is about a usurper who takes the throne and she is then cast down in the triumphant rebellion. I'm told it's going to strike quite a chord here.
Sounds thrilling. Can I assume
She's
that
quite the
you're
conqueror.
usurper?
Of course. She's quite the conqueror. And this Lady Zavia. And she... well, it's a bit over the top, but she wants to fight against the oncoming death. And make certain that she can live forever, in both a literal and a metaphorical sense. I think these nobles might actually have a fine-tuned enough sense of satire that they'll actually get it. And, well, Lady Thornsey is the expert on that.
You know, I've actually been doing some research. Did you know that Lady Zavia was an historical figure?
Oh, really?
Yes. She was from, like I said, I've been doing research into the Empire before the Empire, and she was rather terrifying. She had an undead army and some kind of... We found an artifact that belonged to her in a temple that was underground in the middle of a desert. She was supposed to be very beautiful until she removed her magic dress when she would reveal herself to be a horrifying, disgusting zombie.
Well, perhaps I'll be zombie enough.
Well, I don't think anyone would mistake you for that.
That's awfully morbid.
Well, sorry, but
Oh no,
it is
it's
how
all
she
right.
really was.
I know that you enjoy studying these historical facts, and that is quite interesting. You know, you should be a university professor. I might know a couple of people in White Witch.
You know, I might take you up on that, but for the time being, just so I can put my mind at rest about Father, if it would be possible to get an introduction to Lady Thornsey at some point, I would appreciate it if you could smooth that over. I don't really have any reason to show up on her doorstep and, ask to speak to her.
Of course. I know how to make an introduction. At that moment, a loud scream is heard from across the square. And there is some shouting, and a male voice roars out, "Lady Thornsey players, get out! We don't want you kind here!" And a bunch of guys wearing armor and carrying drawn weapons come rushing out of the northern side of this area. And they are essentially threatening and shouting and waving their weapons at the players who are like juggling and shit. So here's a jester that's going running off screaming as being chased by this guy with a two-handed sword. And I'm going to drop a whole bunch more of them out. And each one of them is dressed in kind of a guard, in kind of a Order of the Bull, Sacred Bull uniform, but their insignia, their badge, has been removed, and their faces are covered. They're wrapped up in these cloths, and they just start wrecking stuff. They just start smashing the wagons, the tents. People are running and screaming as they come roaring out. And right there is where we're going to take our short break. So we'll be back in 5 minutes. We'll be back in 5 minutes as the picnic is gate crashed by these thugs. So, we'll be back in 5 minutes, folks. See you again very soon.
We're still in like early afternoon, right? So it's still pretty bright out.
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay. Just clarifying. Yep, I know. I'm well aware.
You shouldn't have told Max because clearly he didn't read that bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're back, folks. Just in time. To say those wonderful 2 words. Roll initiative. And remember to select your token before you click roll initiative on your character sheet. So you need to select your token on the tabletop before you roll it on your sheet. And then it will automatically add you. If you don't do that, then we'll still add you. But we'll just have to go through an extra step.
But you also add a level of DM disappointment.
Yeah. Pretty much.
It's a good thing I rolled low because now someone will have a chance to tell me it's not supposed to be happening and that we should fight.
That's why it's real bad Zinklu rolled so high.
2318. Oh, 2319. That's what I'm thinking.
That's
I'm very
interesting.
confused.
So only Ziklu is showing the
I actually clicked
tiebreaker.
I actually clicked a thing on my character sheet so that it shows the tiebreaker.
I thought I clicked that.
Nope, it's on each individual character sheet. There's a check mark.
Hmm.
If you go into the settings tab, it's in the middle column.
Okay. For all that it matters.
Yeah.
Hang on a second.
Oof. Thank you for getting that, Kristen.
You're very welcome. I was thinking it too.
Well, these guys in guard armor and carrying guard quality weapons, but lacking the badges of the Order of the Sacred Bull, are coming in here basically attacking random citizens. Most of the nobles, most of the well-off folks seem to be safe. They seem to be going exclusively after people like this guy who's running across the place, unfortunately looking a bit humorous, having to leave his juggling balls behind, or dropping them as he runs, and jingling as he goes in his humorous outfit.
Yes, I now enjoy show.
But they are going after the people who are screaming and yelling, and smashing the tents and carts of the Lady Thornsey players. And they're shouting, but they're, get out of here, Lady Thornsey players, we don't want you. But their voices are slightly muffled because they're wearing these big, cloths wrapped around their faces. So only their eyes are showing.
Are they glowy?
No. No. These,
Dang it.
They're not their whole body isn't wrapped up.
But are like their eyes reflective?
Just their faces are covered.
We just have to ask now.
Some of them appear to be wearing pillowcases with the eyes cut out.
Okay.
So we're fighting the clan?
God, I hope so.
Right.
Okay. So, as this craziness kind of hits the edge of the square, and they start chasing this guy who runs screaming across the way. Ziklu, your quick reflexes are the first to react.
All right. So Ziklu has been spending a decent amount of time in the city interacting with the guards.
Yes.
So has he ever seen them wearing masks like this?
Never.
Okay.
Not once. In fact, he's never, they're supposed to, they've always kind of introduced their names, identified themselves whenever he's interacted with them, and shown their badges, the Order of the Sacred Bull.
Gotcha. And those badges seem to be missing from their uniforms.
Correct.
Okay. So Ziklu is going to pretty quickly come to the conclusion that these people are impersonating the guards, and even if they aren't, or if they are the real guards, they're fighting against the people that he's now allied himself with. So he is going to immediately pull out his bow and string it, and he's going to move up to to the edge of this tent here, so that he's got to try to get a clean shot.
Okay. There is a stage here.
Right.
That's
can he see this guy reasonably well?
How tall is he?
3 feet, barely.
Which guy did you ping?
The farthest left guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because you can see over those stairs. He has a little bit of cover.
Okay.
He has one quarter cover.
I've moved 20 feet so far. I'll move one step further. Is that enough to kind of eliminate that cover? Was it the stairs that were giving it, or is it the wagon?
It's kind of the wagon.
If you take a step to your right, you should be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say you're clear there.
Okay. Well, I am a Dread Ambusher, so I get 10 extra feet of movement on my first turn in combat, and I also get to make an extra attack. And if the extra attack hits, I also do a bit of extra damage.
Nice.
But all of my attacks are going to be at disadvantage right now because I'm sensitive to sunlight, and there's a lot of that going around right now.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to take 3 shots at that archer.
Gotcha.
So the first one is a natural 1, so
Oof.
Definitely misses.
That's a very good first roll.
Yes. Woohoo!
The first roll of Ziklu's character. Oh no, he did roll a.
Yeah, I did roll a survival check that I rolled quite well on. But yeah, so my second attack is a 15 to hit.
Okay, Ziklu, you draw back your bow. You take aim along the shaft of your arrow and let loose. With a hiss, the arrow flies through the air and strikes the target, puncturing through the chain shirt that he is wearing. So that will be 10 piercing damage.
Yep.
He staggers back, letting out a holler. He does not quite go down, but he's got an arrow sticking out of his chest, and he is holding on to the bar of the wagon that he just lit on fire.
Okay. And then my third special ambush attack. So that's a 17 to hit, and a total of 10 damage again.
Same guy?
Yep.
All right, the second arrow to strike him follows up, and it hits him hard, and he doubles over, just chokes out. You can see as his capillaries burst, blood pours down his face, and slumps to the ground. His bow landing with a clatter. Croaks.
Nice.
All right.
The rest of them have a very strong reaction to this, and they look over, or they are like kind of like look at each other. They actually have a hard time seeing you, I'm realizing.
Like out of nowhere.
Which is kind of funny.
Can't have been that weird, though.
Hooray!
Yeah, none of them can actually see you. So they look at each other and they shout,
You're gone.
"They just
never
killed one of the order! They killed a guard! Oh, they're gonna pay now!"
All right. And Zeklu is going to scamper back 15 feet using the last of his movement, and he's just going to say to the other kobolds, "These are liars. They don't, or they're not friends.
Okay. Akiri.
I thought Breath was next.
I'm sorry, I skipped Breath. Breath, you're up.
I was just like, wait, no, I'm not ready yet.
Oh, this is real bad, and I'm angry, but not quite ragey yet. Mostly because I can't reach them yet. But I am gonna move. I'm gonna do a double move action to about here, going around this cart. Kind of interrupts my running. I think that's about 80 feet.
Okay.
And I think that'll be it for this turn.
So they see you round the corner. Alright.
As of yet, my weapon is not drawn.
And still peace bonded. Actually, Zeklu, I should have... we won't go back in time. We'll say Zeklu did some sneaky thing. Or just has... You guys have been here a while. So you've you've restrung your bow at some point.
Okay.
But the rest of you, with your weapons peace bonded, it will cost an action to remove that. Alright. Akiri.
Alrighty. Let me remember how many spells I have. Akiri's gonna go and take off about 10 feet in the air-ish.
Okay.
And then going to move that way for the rest of her 30 feet. Like, there.
Alright, so she kicks off the ground and she's up in the air, so go ahead and move her.
Like, there-ish. I think that's where that ended up.
Okay.
And I didn't do enough measuring.
Well... To anyone wondering, yes, the Pathfinder or 3.5 diagonals are in effect. So that we're not warping space every time someone goes on a diagonal.
I wish you hadn't gone so far, Brev. Alright, I'm just gonna cast Bless on... Why is Courtney here?
She's not. She was a mushroom hallucination.
Asmostar.
What was in that picnic?
We just don't know.
I mean, these are actors, honey.
I guess I should have expected it.
You know who your mom runs with.
I have vivid childhood memories of dancing pink elephants, so I guess I do.
Alright, I'm so sorry, Max. Can I back up like a square instead of going the full 30 feet?
Sure.
Alright, and then I'm gonna cast Bless on Mavra, Frasher, and Ziklu.
Okay, can you put the text of Bless in chat, please? By clicking on the spell in your spell book. Let's see, Bless. Very nice. What's the best, like... I wish I had, like, a plus sign. What color is Akiri's magic?
Gold.
Alright, Frasher, Ziklu. Wait, who?
Frasher, Ziklu, and Mavra. I really wanted Breath too, but he's too far away.
Okay. Bella. Unless Akiri is doing something else.
Nope, I'm done.
Okay. Bella?
All right, so Bella is going to move here. Right there.
Okay.
And she is going to do the thing that worked so well yesterday and cast Spirit Guardians around herself.
Okay.
So all of a sudden, there's sort of a flash of dust that smells like old books, and a bunch of impressive-looking leather tomes are fluttering in the air, looking oddly dangerous.
And what color is her magic?
It's usually purple.
Is that the end of Bella's turn?
Yes, it is.
So magical purple glowy books are flying around, flapping their covers like wings in this angelic sort of aura around Bella. Not affecting any of you, though. Typha, the third, your turn. Mavra, you're on deck.
Okay, let me see if I remember. Okay, so she's gonna move there. And then I'm gonna try casting Wall of Water. Let me grab the text. Uh-oh, this is a dumb question, but is there a way to easily... Oh!
If you just
Haha.
click on the spell. Perfect.
Okay. So I'd like to cast it. I get 60 feet.
Okay. Wall of water.
Okay, so I can cast it at a point I can see within range.
30 feet long, 10 feet high, and 1 foot thick. Are you making a ring or the other one?
I'm going to make the 30-foot long wall of water.
Okay.
And why can't I make a nice happy line? Sorry guys, roll 20s. Bad. But what I would like to do is create that 30 feet to be between Breath and the archers. So let me see.
It's cool. It's a learning experience for everybody.
Ooh.
How long is it? 30 feet?
30 feet.
This is some battlefield control stuff right now.
Corey will tell
And
you
I was
I'm very
picturing
familiar.
it closer to the archers.
Okay. Can you ping? Ping the center. Ping the center. Here?
Okay, my technical support. 1 second, please.
It's alright. It's hard to have good strategy and manage your spells and manage a new interface all at the same time.
Oh, there we go. I wasn't holding. Damn it, roll 20.
Okay. There?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's an interesting spell choice.
So that one guy is just inside it.
I really hope you have Frost Ray, but we'll find out. Okay. Any range doesn't seem like him standing in it will harm him or do anything at the moment. Is that
It's
right?
a foot thick. You might get a real good shower.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think it actually hurts him.
He's wet.
Very
Oh, it's
damp.
only a foot thick. Okay.
Yeah,
Just gets math.
10 feet high, 1 foot thick, 30 feet
There we
high.
go.
Typha the Third, do you have anything else you wish to do? You have movement and you have a bonus action.
I'm actually gonna. So she really doesn't like how bright it is. So she is going to use her bonus action, because she's a Circle of the Moon druid, to assume the shape of a panther. Rawr.
Whoa. Okay,
You
so
might need more tokens.
you guys watch as your new friend kind of shrinks and then stretches and elongates, and her bones kind of go snap, crackle, pop as they realign themselves, and then fur shoots out of her skin in all directions, and then forms this sleek coat, and then her tail kind of just whip cracks out, and a panther stands before you.
Now, here's
Where
the
is your
question for
character?
you.
Typha. Typha the Third is on the steps.
But so here's yay, we do have a token for that. So panthers actually get 50 feet of movement. So can I complete an additional 20 feet of movement?
I'll allow it because you could do it. You could have done it before you. Oh, I see. You had to cast the spell at a certain range.
Right.
Um.
Is that too tricksy?
Oh,
I think
God,
you just
can
make a
never
call
remember.
here and we look it up later.
I can never remember how that works. It's like the same as the rule as if you have like a 10-foot burrow and a 30-foot walk and like a 60-foot fly, like, and then you do all three in your turn. How far do you move? I don't know. Sure, take the extra movement.
Yay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
give you control of this character. Okay.
Move there.
Great.
And my turn is done.
Oh, that takes you out of the initiative order. Hang on. We're going to, we're just gonna stick you in the corner of the map. And we're gonna pretend you're not there. Okay. Mavra, your turn. Frasher on deck.
I'm going to click my boots and take a double move to about...
The boots activate with a swift rush of wind that surrounds you as you run past. The red-haired dwarf, by the way, everyone, just went at fast forward speed.
And I think that'll be the end of my turn.
Frasher.
Sorry, 1 second. I got distracted by something. Okay. So I am gonna move. I would like to get within 60 feet of, like, here-ish.
Okay. Do you have any questions about the rules in terms of how to do that?
Sorry, I wasn't pressing buttons. In terms of how to move?
Yeah.
Oh, I just looked up and reminded myself how the diagonal thing you were talking about works, but
Yes.
otherwise, I don't remember any of the Roll20 things to help me figure out how far things.
Okay, cool. I'm going to teach you a thing right now. So I'm going to want you to click and hold your character with left click. Move them, but don't let go. And then while still holding left click, right click a spot. Did a yellow line show up?
Yeah, so how do we handle things being 30.6?
Well, that's just where you click. Did you click inside of a square, or?
Well, like, within this, it's snapping to squares, but it's not snapping in, like, nice increments. Like, I'm getting a 0.6 on everything for some reason.
I think it's just calculating the diagonals that way.
Sorry, I wasn't pushing the push-to-talk buttons this whole time. So I'm going to move to there. I'm not close enough to do the spell that I wanted to do, so I will instead summon my packed weapon in the form of a longbow.
Okay.
So a sort of smoking bone made of bone and etched with arcane symbols just appears in his hand.
Nice. That's
He did have a
badass.
quiver. That is the... I forgot to mention earlier, he didn't have any weapons, but he did have a quiver for some reason.
Nice.
And now he has the bone bow. Alright. So, if that's the end of your turn, then these armored guys, seeing a threat come running up to them, Mavra, your weapon is still peace bonded?
Yes.
Okay. So this guy shouts at you, pointing his sword at you. What do you want?
For you to leave people alone.
She's one of them! And they collapse onto you.
Dogpile on the floor.
Pretty much. I'm actually going to roll to see if he goes after the Jester. Okay, the Jester makes it out. So he runs screaming over here and then cowers behind these horse troughs. And instead of chasing him down, they kind of collapse onto Mavra. This guy can walk through the wall of water, correct?
Yes.
Okay. They definitely have some kind of training. Because they move in this very coordinated fashion. When presented with a target, at least. They are not like the rabble that you've often faced. They kind of look at each other and they take cues from another, like what to do. And they fight in this very coordinated, like timed fashion. Like they don't just rush in and attack. But they do seem to make an insight check, Bref.
That's a 6.
Okay.
Good job, Bref.
Mavra, you can if you wish, but you'd have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Actually, a 10 is good enough. Mavra, you notice not only are these guys surrounding you and timing their attacks in this very precise way, like they are trained soldiers, but these three dudes who just moved up are standing at the ready with their weapons. And they have completely left off doing the wrecking of the stuff because they definitely have zeroed in on you guys as threats. Okay. Mavra, is your AC 19 currently?
Yes.
Okay. The arrows that are fired at you bounce off harmlessly from your dowdy dwarven defenses. Let's see how well you fare against these guys surrounding you as they start swinging weapons at you. They have advantage because they are flanking you. Okay, I got one hit.
Crap. Stop rolling so good, Max.
I got a crit.
That's better.
That's a miss. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. That's another hit. Okay, so 2 hits and a crit.
Oof.
Uh,
Coming, I promise.
Is there any... If anyone wants to jump in and stop me, otherwise I'm just going to roll these all together and give you one lump sum, just for speed. But if anyone has anything that they want me to not do that for, speak up now. Okay. Those 2 hits and a crit. Okay. Mavra, after all of the chaotic melee, some of your armor's banged up. You've taken some smashes and some stabs and some cuts. And the total damage is 22. Ziklu. Top of the initiative.
Alrighty. So Ziklu is going to walk up to, or he's going to run up to this little stuff right here, and he's going to basically walk straight up it and across.
Okay. It will be difficult terrain, but he won't have to climb or anything. Or make any checks.
Okay.
Because it's still uneven. It's still uneven, and there's like ups and downs, you know, to it.
Alright. So then alright, would he be able to clamber up onto the top of this pavilion here? Does that look like it's secure at all?
It would be... He would sink way down at best.
Okay. Alright.
It's not really made to support weight.
Yeah, that's fine. How tall is this barrel? Is it tall enough that I could see over the over the platform here?
The barrel's about 3 feet tall.
Okay.
Yeah, when you stand on the barrel, you're about 3 feet tall. So you can just barely see over the stage, yes.
Alright. Then I'm going to take a couple of shots at this guy.
Add a D4.
Yep.
Because you done been blessed.
Hooray!
Sorry, could you ping him again?
Yeah. It's this guy with the greatsword.
Okay.
I'm sure he's in cover because of the stand, but there's not really anything I can do about that.
Definitely.
All right, and because this person is next to Mavra, I cancel out my disadvantage from the sunlight because of pack tactics.
Nice.
We like to call those pactics.
All right, so first attack, that's a 13 to hit.
Miss.
Sorry, plus a D4.
Oh.
So 17 to hit.
Okay. He does have a lot of cover from you.
Yep.
But he isn't carrying a shield. That barely hits.
Awesome. All right, so that's going to be 11 piercing damage to him. Second attack is 11. Yeah, so that's a 13, so that's going to miss.
Okay. He staggers from your arrow, just like the other guy did. Like, almost goes down, but not quite. He says, These players are well armed.
Yeah, and then Ziklu's just going to shout over in that general direction. You know hurt dwarf thing!
Okay. Ref.
So yeah, I've seen enough of my... Well, I didn't see, but enough of my friends have been hurt. I didn't really understand what peace bonding means, but I understand undoing it, and so I yank this weird string that's tying my sword down, and I snap it and pull my sword out, make a couple swings at this guy.
Well, it cost you an action to pull it out.
Oh, did it? Dang it. Okay.
Because you have to take a strength check, which we won't roll because you're so strong. But it takes a strength check to snap the string. And the strength check is
Okay.
action.
Well, regardless, I'm going to bonus action rage. So I will be here next to Mavra.
Okay.
Well, not next to her, but...
Rage.
And, be ready for next turn.
Okay. You are angry. Akiri.
Alrighty. Now Akiri's gonna fly to... Oh, easy. She's gonna get to, the stage and land on...
Okay.
Alright, and then that took her 35 feet plus another 5 to land. So she has like 10 feet left.
Okay.
So she'll get there. She's a little bit closer to everyone. And... she's also going to do Spirit Guardians.
Huh.
Ignore the roll. It did.
Why does it roll?
I don't know.
Oh, you can change what it does when you click it. Can you guys see the auras, by the way?
Nope.
Oh. I've just been looking at these pretty auras and nobody said anything when I said, what color is it?
Yeah, you have to deliberately make the auras visible.
I know. Can you see hers now?
There we go.
Yes.
It's just one more setting that should be on by default. I don't know why it's turned off. Like, character has sight, for example. Why is that off by default? You can see. Why is that off? Anyway. Okay. And see, here's the thing, is that setting that I just changed for the auras won't be carried over to your character sheet one unless I go and redo it right now. And then next time we'll have the exact same problem, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, so Akira, you cast the spell. I don't think it has an immediate effect. Do you want to do anything else?
No.
Okay. Bella, your mom yells at you. And she says... She's kind of gobsmacked by the glowing purple books all around you. But she quickly recovers and says, "That's very pretty, but you need to get closer to them!" And she starts gathering up the picnic.
She is one of those moms.
But she's kind of watching you with pride, obvious pride in her eyes. Bella?
She had to take care of baby.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh no.
Oh, shoot. Did I wake up the baby?
Got too excited.
I might be in trouble, y'all. Okay, Bella will pause her turn until she returns. So she is delayed. Typha.
Okay.
Lindsay, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Oh no. Sorry. So I hopped up the 5 feet and then I moved here and I'm going to attack this one. And I'm going to use my pounce ability. Let me see if I can copy and paste that.
Can you guys hear Rose?
I
Yeah,
wondered
do you
what
need
that
a
was.
minute?
Yep.
She's just got to go back to sleep.
Sorry
Sorry
about
if I woke the baby, honey.
It's okay.
To be fair, I did have some great in-character thing that I yelled.
Well, then it's all worth it.
So there's pounce. So I'm gonna try to hit him with a claw attack. And then he has a DC 12 strength saving throw for being.
Holy balls. Oh, okay. For a moment I panicked because I was like, they made Pounce just move straight forward, and then I was like, oh yeah, but it does something different now. Sorry, different edition. That's awesome though. Just FYI, Pounce used to be
Checking my
broken, but you could only do it in a surprise round.
Okay, so it's just 1d4 plus 2 slashing, so
Okay.
You got to roll to hit first.
good call. All right. Well, hang on. I'm so spoiled with having the just clicking in my sheet. So if I have to type in the macro to roll, what is it?
Space 1d20.
I will set you up with if
Haha.
Okay.
Ooh. God damn. That does not hit.
What is the bonus to hit?
+4.
Okay. No, it misses, and unfortunately the pounce doesn't trigger.
Oh, wait. I have advantage, actually, because of pack tactics. Because I'm flanked.
Do you
We're in
get...
flanking.
I guess you still get pack tactics, even in...
I do.
Well, that's a
Amplified.
racial feature, so maybe not. But you are flanking with Mavra.
That's true. I'm flanking regardless, right? So I still get advantage.
Yep. If you're attacking this guy.
That's right. Son of a bitch! Nope.
I was playing another campaign in the Tomb of Annihilation, fighting a big bad monster. I had advantage on the roll. Double ones!
Wow.
So I sympathize.
Well, this asshole does not seem, he's phased by a large panther running up to him, though. And he turns his attention toward dodging you. Mavra, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to unbind my axe.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on a second. I should give Bella her turn first.
Okay.
Go ahead, Bella.
Alrighty. I don't have my bow.
The shrieking in the background is just the crowd shrieking as these wrapped face people storm the area.
Good thematics. Good thematics.
Thanks for the suggestion, man. With
You know what?
screaming
No,
and
I'm
such.
gonna actually come right here. No,
Come join me on the
wait a
stage.
second. No, I'm still gonna move up here. And I'm gonna go ahead and cast Hideous Laughter on this guy.
Okay. Isn't that concentration? You already have a concentration spell up.
Yes, that's true. Okay. God damn it. Everything is freaking concentration now. And I don't have my stupid bow. Alright, I'm just really at, like... It's tough to be a bard. Alright, I'm gonna double move. And I'm going to give Bardic Inspiration to Akiri.
Thank you.
Sorry, guys. I normally have a bow and arrow that I also use, and I got it stolen yesterday, so that's, my turn would normally be very different.
God. Okay. Thank you, Bella. Round of applause for Kate playing while also taking care of the baby that I woke up with.
Agreed.
Too much in character NPC shouting. Mavra, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna unbind my axe.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna take my action surge and attack this guy that Bruff and I are flanking. And I can attack twice. And it's a 13, I think, and a 17.
Oh, and you're blessed.
Oh yeah, and I can do D4. Which is 2.
Okay. So, total, you gotta give me the total, dude. It's 15 and 19?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so the 19 hits, and that is 12 damage.
Yes, 12 damage.
Okay, he's dead.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't you take an action to unbind your axe?
Yes, but I still have the 2 attacks.
From an action surge.
Oh, an action surge. So Mavra, with this practiced fighter's ability, just bursts into this flurry of motion, and Green Dragon's Bite leaves this trail of glowing green light as it crunches through this guy and bites deep and eats his life away. Anything else, Mavra?
Nope, that'll be it.
Frasher.
Real quick question. Sorry if I missed this. What is the sword icon on the three guys over to the right meant to indicate?
Make a.
If I, the player, am not supposed to know the answer, I don't care. I just wanted to make sure I hadn't missed something that was special about
Can
them.
the character see them?
Kinda, yeah, at the moment.
Okay, you can make an.
He's bad at intelligence. If you're about to say intelligence, so.
No, insight.
He's bad at that too.
Okay,
Just a bunch
you have
of
no
dudes.
idea.
He's gonna move to here. For some reason, that square is just not. Oh, it doesn't line up with the grid behind it. That's why I was so confused before. Okay. He's gonna hit those three around this area with shatter. So he draws back his. What's that?
Can you make the text appear? But please go on with your description. I didn't mean to interrupt.
It didn't paste in the description. It brought up what level do I want to cast it at.
Yeah. So
I might have clicked the wrong button.
No, you got to go through the dialog box.
Yeah, you still choose what level you're casting it at. And
There
then
it goes.
Display it.
So I'm hitting them with a level 3 shatter.
Okay.
So he draws back his creepy looking bow. He doesn't load an arrow into it though, and an arrow sort of forms as he's drawing it back, and then he shoots this mystic projectile across the where we're all standing, and it just explodes into this incredibly loud noise centered where those three guys are standing. Is there a way to roll spell damage specifically? Yeah, something like that. Is there a specific thing for spell damage, or do I just roll it?
You would have had to implement it into that spell. So
Okay.
Yeah, you just got to roll 3d8 now.
Well, they have to make saving throws, but I'll roll the damage. It's DC 15.
It's those three guys.
Yeah.
Okay, clockwise from the top.
Nice.
Oh my god. Wow.
also, if you're casting it at third level, it's a 4d8. Because it's
Oh, did I miscount?
It's 3d8 normally plus 1d8. Because you're doing it at
So 20
third
total.
level.
Okay. What's the DC?
15.
Okay. They all take 20 sound damage.
Yeah, or thunder damage. Thunder damage is sound damage.
I am not over-exaggerating when I say that their eardrums explode.
Yes.
And blood shoots out of the sides of their head and trickles down, and the three of them collapse.
And if there was
on the
any
ground.
glassware in that 10-foot area, that all exploded too.
There probably was. There might have been some on the cart, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Observing that, with everything else that is going on, these guys look around and appear to make an evaluation. It's a trap! We are betrayed!
I'd also like to note that the two guys in the spheres of dead leaf glowy things take damage.
Run, boys, run! And they start to exit the field. How much does the wall of water slow them?
It doesn't. Really, it just deals with fire.
Doesn't even slow them?
No, it's
So it's basically like a strong rain is happening there.
No, it's It's difficult terrain.
Oh, sorry. That is right. It is difficult terrain. The main purpose of it is to keep ranged and fire spells away.
Okay, so these guys are disengaging, taking the disengage action.
This is the
this
first
guy-
time. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just thinking this is the first time I'm playing a spellcaster, so some of these finer details will take some
Yeah,
time
it's,
to learn.
it's real fiddly.
Spelling a spellcaster in D&D is definitely more complex. Okay. So this poor bastard is starting his turn in both Akiri and Bella's auras.
What
So
what does Akiri's one look like? The other one's books. What's the other one?
Hummingbirds.
glowing hummingbirds stab him while
course.
books club him over the head with knowledge.
I mean, one's bludgeoning, one's
Yeah.
piercing. It makes sense.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll damage for yours. Does he get a save? He gets a save.
I'm looking it up.
It should be a wisdom saving throw, I think.
Yeah, I think it's wisdom for half. And 3d8, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He saved on mine. Or whichever one you're rolling for.
I rolled for both. First yours, then Bella's, and then I rolled Bella's damage.
Yeah, he saved on mine.
Okay. But is it nothing on a save or half?
Half.
Okay. What are the hummingbirds reading?
Death, like funeral dirges.
Okay. Can you roll damage, please?
Yeah. Ouch!
Not great. However, between half of hers and half of yours, he's still dead.
Nice.
Okay. Okay. And this guy is just in Bella's. Uh-oh.
Oof. Oof.
He is dead. So those were scary. These guys are running. And they're just pretty much shouting threatening things back at you, like,
I really
you're
wanna
gonna
take a pot
pay
shot
for
at
the
one.
boys you've killed.
I really want to take a pot shot at one.
Their blood is on your hands.
Yeah, can we get some pot shots in as they go? Like,
It is now Ziklu's turn.
Ziggler's gonna get some pot shots in.
The pot shot king.
So yeah, he's gonna step down and just move up to here, and then he's going to take a shot at this guy with disadvantage because of the sunlight.
But bless.
Yes, with blessing. I don't think he needs it with a 20 to hit.
That's a hit.
That's 11 damage.
He goes down.
All right, and then one more shot onto this guy. That's an 11.
Okay. That's a miss.
Sorry, 15, because it's less.
Still a miss.
Okay.
It hits his shield. He's running away. Swinging it. I mean,
Okay.
he would hold it up behind his head.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Bref.
And that's it for Ziklu.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Everybody, please, tell me when your turn is over so that we don't have to do the whole... Is your turn over? Yes? Okay, then moving on. It's always good if you say my turn is over. Bref?
Okay,
Yeah.
this person, they're one of the bowl people?
He appears to be wearing that uniform and his face is covered, but he doesn't have the
Okay.
badge on.
So I don't think I attacked or was targeted for an attack last turn. So I'm going to
No.
bonus action rage again. And laughing maniacally leap through this wall of water, making my already floppy pink mohawk flop even more. And take... Oh crap, I already used my bonus action. Never mind. I'm just going to swing my sword at this, this fella.
Okay.
So that's an 18 to hit. Oh, and... crap. I don't have advantage anymore because I did not say I was attacking recklessly. So that's just 11 slashing damage, I imagine.
He goes down and starts bleeding out. Crunch. Akiri.
Yeah, she's gonna... She doesn't even have to, like, move. She's gonna... that guy with a guiding bolt. Ah, 13.
Fortunately, that shield is really protecting that guy.
Alright, that's it.
Typha.
Okay. Well, watching that beautiful, brutal display from the barbarian, her bloodlust is up, so she is going to try to pursue the last man.
Panther gives chase.
And let's see if I can do better on the roll this time. And that's +4, so I imagine that that's a hit.
Yep.
So I'm going to try to do
He fails the strength check.
Yay! So he's knocked prone, so he gets the 1-2 claw damage, and I get a bite attack as well. Okay, so that first one is 5 damage.
Okay.
And the other one is 8. I chomp on his face.
He is chomped. You rip out his throat. All right. The field is yours, shouts Bella's mother, Ariella Beaumont. And she says, and as you know, the play can go on. We will stop it there for tonight. Just as some guys in guard uniforms with their faces not covered show up on the scene and start asking about the mass murder of a bunch of guards that they recognize when their face coverings are removed.
Oops. Well,
Okay, maybe they weren't liars.
And that is an event that will ripple through the city and have absolutely no effect at all, I'm sure. So,
yep.
we will pick that up next time. Thank you all very, very much. I hope you had as much fun as I did, because that was a blast.
Yep.
Thank you to Jeremy, player of Breath. Thank you to M, player of Akiri. Thank you to Danielle, player of Mavra. Thank you to Corey, player of Ziklu. And new player, welcome. Thank you to Matt, player of Frasher, also new, welcome. Thank you to Lindsay, player of Typha the Third. Also welcome. And a big thank you and a round of applause for Kirsten, player of Bella, who is right now covering for me with the baby so that I can wrap this up. The baby that I no doubt woke up by yelling in as an NPC. So thank you, Kirsten, player of Bella. You played awesome. And congratulations, you guys. You got through the aftermath of a character death and a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm sure more things will be playing out in sessions to come. But you did it. We meshed together two groups. We did the impossible. The moonshot. You're now a 7-person, highly skilled and functioning death squad. So congratulations. Yes. Congratulations. And I'll be chatting with you guys and see y'all next week for more of the Wildlands.
Thank you all for watching.
Thank you
Bye.
to everyone who watched.
Yeah, thanks, guys. That was awesome.
Good night.